Hi Taurus, this is your April forecast for Sun, Moon, or Rising. All right, so it looks as if you are feeling some kind of pressure or there's some kind of shakeup. You need to make a decision, and that decision has to do with whether you want to compromise with regard to something. You are making an assessment and you're waiting. So the card that represents you, the cards, Tower and the Star. So for some of you, there's some kind of shakeup. This may have to do with your personal self. It could be with your physical health. It could be that you're making some changes in how you look, your attitude, how you deal with the world. But there's a shakeup here. And for some of you, it may be uncomfortable, unsettling. It could come in the form of some kind of drama or confrontation. You may be considering breaking up or separating from somebody, or you're just making some sweeping changes. Maybe you want greater freedom. You want to be liberated from something. And this card has a tie to Uranus. Many people, tie this card to Mars because there's fire. But what started this fire? A lightning bolt. So something out of the blue, where you're making some changes, something perhaps that you were holding on to with regard to a relationship is no longer serving you. Or there's a part of yourself or the relationship that has become stagnant. You may be cut off emotionally. You may feel dead inside. And Uranus has arrived to shake things up, wake you up, and make you feel more alive, whether you're consciously aware of that or not. So for some of you, you may be doing some things that are rather surprising to your partner or the people around you. Some of you, you're coming to terms with some new understanding, some greater awareness, some sudden insights where maybe there's an emotional breakthrough or something psychological. You may be overcoming some long-held fear that you've had. But there is a shakeup either because you've decided to shake things up or something connected to your partner has. And again, this may be due to some form of trauma or shock. Maybe you have to have surgery, or maybe you're changing something that has a major impact on your life. Some of you may be moving or changing your job or just changing the way you're dealing with the world. Maybe you're in the middle of a divorce or a separation. You may have some property concerns. We've had a lot of terrible weather across the country. So some of you, maybe that is the focus of your situation. Property, making some changes. And this may, again, be where you are saying some things that people don't expect. You're taking your partner by surprise, or your partner is shaking things up with you. You also have the Star card. So you're going to have faith about what is happening. Maybe you're doing something revolutionary and you are placing a lot of faith in the outcome of that. You really don't know what's going to happen, but you're optimistic about it. Maybe something, disturbing is happening where you literally have to draw on your faith. That's all you have to go on. You don't know the answers. You're in uncharted territory. And you have to draw on that faith. But you are being guided. The universe is, setting you off on a trail. It's shaking things up for you. And you instinctively feel that it's time to make some important changes in your life. Some of you, you may suddenly be, again, changing your appearance. Maybe you're the center of attention. You've got some star qualities. You're awakening to what you have, your potential, your power, or maybe others around you are. Some of you, this surprising set of circumstances may come about through a friendship or dealing with young women or other women. You may be getting some help and support, and it may come as a surprise. It may be something that comes to you that you weren't expecting. Somebody offers some aid or assistance. And there's also, again, the possibility for some kind of personal breakthrough because you are trying to solve some kind of mystery, some kind of enigma. And for some of you, whatever is happening may make you feel uncomfortable. You may feel like you're bare, you're vulnerable, you're open, you're exposed. Others of you, you may suddenly feel free. You're taking everything off, you're opening yourself up, and you're feeling liberated by these changes. Now, this may have to do with, thinking of new possibilities with regard to your relationship, where you want to be freer, where you want to, jumpstart some aspect of your relationship or your connection. And that may be what you're focused on. Others of you, I don't know, maybe you want to get wild. Maybe you want to pull all of your clothes off and try something new, a menage a trois. Maybe you want to go into uncharted territory sexually with your partner. Who knows? Others of you, you may be having a confrontation. Maybe there are arguments between you and your partner because somebody's getting a lot of attention. People are vying for your attention or your partner. Could be some influence of a third party. Maybe there's just a lot of fantasizing going on and not enough action. But whatever it is, you're having to look at a situation and think about where that silver lining is. And you're having to look at circumstances where you have placed your faith in a situation and whether it's warranted. Now, if there's a big goal, something that you want to accomplish with your partner, where you have to make some sacrifice, that's important for you to get to the other side of something. But in certain cases, you may be looking at, have I been fooling myself? Is the faith warranted? So you're having to take this, take stock of your relationship, about how much faith to place in it, where you need to make some changes, where things are dead. Maybe you need to break up and separate. But you're looking at that and focusing on your faith and your intuition to guide you. You may be getting some advice or counsel in order to do that. Now, your partner's represented by the Temperance and the Lovers card. So for some of you, this may be a Sagittarius person, could be somebody, with a Gemini influence. But this is about your partnerships, trying to compromise, trying to reconcile, looking at whether you're really compatible with another person, because you're at a crossroads somehow where you're having to make a choice. For some of you, this may be about, again, making a choice between two lovers, trying something new. Or it could be that somebody is meddling in your affairs. So you're making a decision. And this is a moment where both of these cards suggest that you're going to have to be really honest. Perhaps this is your partner, and maybe your partner's very popular, or the popularity that you have is maybe impacting your partner. So you're having to reconcile your differences and speak your truth. This is saying, there may have been some procrastination or some excess or some extravagance or some self-indulgence. Something where maybe you or your partner are taking things just a little bit too far. Because this does speak of popularity, and it's at a peak. You're finding yourself being drawn toward others, or others are drawn toward you. You've got a lot of magnetism, and you're having to make an important choice. For some of you, maybe these are some difficulties that you're having, and you're having to choose between, should I do A or should I do B? And they both lead down very different roads. So you're looking at making some kind of compromise and speaking your truth and trying to find the middle ground with your partner, trying to find some balance. Because, either one of you could be going off the deep end, spending too much money, partying too much, loving too much, needing too much. And a sense of timing is important. So again, it may be the time to do something, to take stock of some kind of extreme, to look at the middle ground, to agree, to disagree, but try to find a consensus with your partner about something. You're doing a lot of thinking, and you may feel, or your partner does, that they're not being taken seriously. Now, perhaps your relationship has become more of a friendship than anything else, and you're having to look at that. Or maybe friends are interfering in your partnership, or you're looking at a situation where you're going to have to make a choice about whether this is a love situation or this is a friendship. And your romance is characterized by this Two of Swords and Six of Swords. So there's a dilemma. Maybe you're trying to move past this dilemma. Maybe you're moving on. It's been a toxic situation, something that's abusive. Or perhaps you're having to make a choice about, should you keep going? Should you try to create some beneficial changes in your relationship? Should you get past a negative situation? And maybe you're revisiting some issues, or you're actually going on some kind of journey, a trip. Perhaps you're going overseas, or you're thinking of that, or your partner is, or maybe, you're separated, or you're revisiting something. It could be you're revisiting somewhere that you've been before, but there's some uncertainty. Somebody is sitting on the fence with regard to something, and you don't know how much you're possibly attached to a situation or an outcome. Maybe you don't have enough information. Maybe you're in conflict. It could be that you are the middle party. There's a three-party situation, and you find yourself as the mediator or the instigator of something where there's some conflict. So you could either be trying to heal a situation and make it better, or you could be the actual source where you pit people against one another. But this is about creating some beneficial changes and gaining some clarity, looking at where perhaps you're participating in something that is a setup for disappointment. There's some kind of opportunity on the table, but somebody's not returning the offer. It could be that you're rejecting an opportunity. You feel like it's not right for you. You're not sure about it. There's some uncertainty. You don't have enough information. And so you don't know if you want it or not. Perhaps, or maybe your partner. It could be that one of you is investing way more in the other, and you feel like you're not getting a return. Your overtures are not being received the way you would like, or vice versa. Now, the problem area is this waiting for a return. You've invested heavily in something. You put in a lot of time, a lot of energy. You were passionate about it. You planted some seeds. You wanted them to grow. And there's this lull. And so you're waiting for something. And in the process of that, you're doing this assessment. You're taking stock. Was it worth it? Am I getting anything out of this? Is my faith warranted? Do I need to shake things up? Do I need to change direction? Do I simply need to separate? So you're having to make a judgment call about, should I wait? Should I go a little bit further? Am I quitting too soon? Or am I actually, this thing is going to take some time? And you're struggling with that. It could be you're, struggling with waiting, or you're turning your back on struggles. But this is about some conflict, bickering back and forth. Ego driving a situation. And maybe it's inner conflict. Maybe you're having this battle with yourself, and that's why you're waiting to decide what to do. And you're feeling some pressure to make this decision. And so in the best of worlds, to solve this problem, you would be trying to make an assessment of how you can solve this situation. You want to create some harmony, some inner peace. You want to get along with others. You want your boundaries to be respected. And it may have something to do with some old memories, either holding on to something, the inability to let go and move past something, to release these memories. Maybe you've decided to let go. You were looking at something through a rose-colored lens, and now you see it for what it is, or you're having difficulty. You can't get past a situation. Now, the underlying influence is this Knight of Coins. This could very well be you. This is earth energy. Or it could be another Taurus, a Virgo, a Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising, male or female, or just the traits of this Knight. This is about slowly making some progress. And maybe that's why you're struggling to wait. But you are getting there. This is a knight who takes his time. He's the slowest knight in the deck. And that could be an issue because you have this Temperance card that speaks of procrastination, finding the right timing with regard to something, whether you're suitable, whether you can reconcile, going back and forth, testing the waters with regard to something. So you're making some slow progress, but whatever the investment is, there's a sure return on this. It takes some time. This is a knight who has all of the resources to move forward and to make some gains. He's got what it takes to produce something that's fertile. But when this card shows up, there are issues surrounding loyalty and devotion. How devoted are you to your partner and vice versa? There could be some issues of faithfulness at stake here, especially with this third-party influence. Are you faithful to your partner? Is it time to break up? Is somebody intruding on your relationship? This is also about income. So some of you, there could be some unexpected income. It could be something unearned, something that comes to you through royalties or assets. You are trying to make some progress. Some of you, again though, this could be a secret love affair because you also have some secrets. Could be some secret income, secrets surrounding income, secrets surrounding fidelity. And there's some fortunate stroke of luck at play here. Something fortuitous that occurs, something unexpected, some form of serendipity surrounding income, making progress, perhaps trying to establish something, being faithful. Now, your advice card is some flowers are only meant to last for a season. So this goes back to that change in having faith, awakening to your true desires. It's time for a change. Whatever you were doing, perhaps it served its purpose at one time. The relationship, how you're relating, and now that's no longer serving you. You may be holding on to it because you're in a comfort zone or there's some kind of fear, but there's an outer planet at play saying, hey, it's time to make some changes, and you can either get on board or I can make those changes for you. Now, the outcome is this Three of Cups and the Page of Cups. Now, also, Aries got this, so there may be a tie to an Aries person. The Three of Cups says there's going to be some opportunity for you to share, to socialize, to express. This may tie to your friendships, to socializing, connecting with others, expression of some sort. Could also have to do with drinking, going too far, being excessive, partying too much, third-party influences getting in the way. And this is a time where information is important. And you're going to have to really put your thinking cap on with regard to information. Is this valid, or is this person having some sort of agenda in asking me this or telling me this? Because when the information comes up, there's usually something behind it. Could be some gossip, could be some lying, could be boasting, could be embellishment. Whatever it is, you're going to have to try to figure out, is it true or not? Something is on offer. This may be water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising, male or female, or just the traits of this page. Somebody could be offering you their feelings. They could be expressing something. This could be somebody who's love-struck, especially if, you have this third party, somebody's fantasizing. But because this is a page and all pages are lacking some form of experience, maybe you're questioning whether you should be socializing, whether you're really friends, whether, what somebody has told you is valid. Emotions are important, and this is going to be a social period where things are put on offer, proposals, invitations. You're going to hear news that's emotional, marriages, births, maybe separations, falling suddenly in love, things that, connect to your heart somehow. Maybe this even connects to a child in your life. This is about being emotionally sensitive. And you're trying to gain some type of empowerment. So you may be expressing yourself, sharing your feelings in order to gain your power somehow. Where there's been a misjudgment, something that you thought was for you turns out not to be. And again, maybe again with this temperance going too far, some kind of extremes. You thought somebody was the one, or you were expecting some kind of fortunate circumstance or gift. But the power may lie in turning aside something that really isn't for you. Again, something that was only meant to last for a season. You're shaking things up and moving on and doing something differently. Now, you have 4 major cards, which speaks to this being a very emotionally or spiritually significant month for you. This is an important month. And the keys to getting past challenges will be for you to reorganize, for you not to hesitate and procrastinate. This is a time for you to make some important changes and to have faith that you're being guided, but to know that you have to be discerning about where you place your faith. And it's also about you not being reckless or going too far, trying to compromise and making some important decisions, speaking a truth. There's some kind of dilemma that you're facing where there's some uncertainty. Your attachment to a person or a circumstance is going to fluctuate. Either you're going to become more attached, you're going to be a strong ally to somebody, you're going to be supportive, or vice versa, or you're going to be a formidable opponent to someone. They've gotten on your last nerve. And you're weighing your options. This may tie to a gift, to travel, whether you have enough of something, juggling a situation successfully, looking at your options, perhaps other lovers, other possibilities, other opportunities that tie to partnerships, agreements. And for some of you, unfortunately, there's going to be a delay. This is the decision that you have to make that can't be rushed. And it has to do with your benefits, something that's going to come through others or some kind of favor. And it's likely that there's some kind of turmoil that's going to take place, something outside of you, some kind of external situation that's weighing in on your circumstance, and there's some unexpected changes due to other people. It may have to do with some kind of promise, whether a promise was kept, an invitation to some kind of event. The page in this reading, the outcome card, is very focused on this Knight of Pentacles, making some slow and steady progress. Your feelings, some kind of offer that has to do with money or a secret love affair, how you feel about it. There's going to be an emotional development this month. It's going to tie also to your ambitions. And the focus is going to be on how you feel, how you deal with whatever's happening, what your mood is, how you relate to other people, the news you hear, the information that you receive, the activity in your surroundings. And it also ties to trying to create some kind of stability or to establish something, wanting to have that security, that foundation, knowing where you stand in a situation. All right, Taurus, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Make some positive change in your relationship and create a love revolution.